Hey everybody, it's Dana with CoachDanaInspires.com, and we're happy you're here for Business Inspiration. And our guest today is Gary McKinsey. And Gary McKinsey, he is a coach for business people. But today we're really going to be talking about branding. So Gary is a business growth and marketing coach. Now, I think that's a real key here, marketing coach. So we're going to talk a lot about branding today. And I think that's something that we all, as entrepreneurs and business people, we really need to be thinking about. So before we hop into the branding part, Gary, hello, how are you doing?
Dana, I am excellent. So delighted to be here and be on your program today. Looking forward to
Yay!
it.
Yeah, I am so happy to see you. That's it's been a while. It's almost like a year. And I'm on my 68th interview, one every week. Been
Nice.
crazy, crazy, crazy. So really been enjoying this. Lots of great guests, great content, and today will be even more greater. And so ding me on that one, you guys. So you talk to tons of business people. You've got your colleagues, you got your clients. What are they saying? How are they feeling? It's been well over a year and a half of COVID. Are we positive? Are we more looking to the future, or are you still hear some pessimistic views?
So Dana, the challenge as I'm talking with individuals is that pessimism kind of creeps up.
Mm,
I think they spend too much time listening to the news, you know, and so the biggest challenge that I'm hearing is staying positive and staying focused. That's understanding
yeah,
that they've got a value that they can offer to individuals. And Dana, there's a huge pent-up demand. And the challenge that for myself and with the people I speak with, the business owners I speak with, is kind of understanding that back to normal isn't going to be 2019. It's something new and different, and we're not quite sure what that new and different looks like yet.
yes,
So we're kind of moving along cautiously, but positively. And positive, I'm a positive thinker. Being positive is huge because it attracts things, positive things to you, good things to you.
yeah,
So, what I'm seeing is people trying to understand, how do we deal with the new environment, which isn't going to be like 2019. It's going to
right,
be something different. And how do we step into that positively? That seems to be
yes.
the challenge.
Well, and people want to say the new normal, and I don't know what normal ever was. What's normal
Mhm.
personally, I don't know. Certainly not me. And but that is part of my charm, Gary. But
Yes.
um, but I like to say the new reality, because that's really what this is about. It has nothing to do with what's normal for you and what's normal for me. It's it's what the new reality is. This is where we are now. So how
Right.
do we work with it? And I think being positive and turning the news off. So many people that I've talked to that are, really not very positive people. How much news do you watch? And that really does tell you a lot. I think we need to be informed. I'm not
Yes.
saying stick your head in the sand, but you can't sit there and watch a news channel, whatever news channel you want to watch, this side or that side. It doesn't matter. If you're watching too much of it, your brain's going to fry.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it changes your energy and it changes your outlook. And it will, I believe, drag you down.
Yes.
You got to turn the other way. You've got to be positive.
Yeah. Yes.
Story
Hello.
and being prepared, looking for those opportunities. And when they come your way, don't pause and say, well, I don't know, is this right for me? No, take that step. Take that step and embrace the opportunity, because you don't know what that's going to bring to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're talking about branding here today.
Mhm.
So as entrepreneurs, business people, what should we be leaping into? What should we really look at or do right now that's going to make a difference in our business?
And part of branding and steps we need to take right now. Number one, number one step, and this is an old step, but it's a step people forget to do, and that is, I'm going to use the word circle back and be sure that your prior customers know that you're still in business and you're still here to help them. Don't assume they know you're here. You've got to be proactive. You got to be doing what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
You've got to be out there letting them know, hey, we're still here. We're still in business.
Great.
And it's not just once. You've got to have a routine to be out there letting them know, hey, we're here. We're here to help you. And that we've got a message that will help you improve your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. I love that. And I think also, if you might, one of our viewers may have spoke to a prospective client and talked about giving a keynote speech. And they said, well, no, thanks anyway. We don't need a keynote speech. Well, one of my good friends, no doesn't mean no forever. No could mean right now. And the other thing is, maybe you're also a coach, but that prospect doesn't know you're a coach. So correct. I think, Gary, we need to go back and visit these prospects and say, we talked about keynotes. Did you know I also coach? Or do you know I also help with branding? Or do you know? Let them know what we do, because so often I think you might talk to somebody, 6 months, a year, 2 years later after they said no for one thing, and you find out, well, they got a coach. Well, I coach. Oh, I would have loved to have worked with you. I didn't know you do that. Oh, man. So yeah. I think that's a big
you
thing.
Nailed it. That's so key. It's our responsibility to let people know what all we do.
Right. Exactly. So we talk about branding. I mean, here's a basic question, Gary, and I know that you can answer this one. What on earth is branding? What is it? I mean, I live in Wyoming, so I could think about, as the cattle walk by, you go, put your little happy brand on their tush. But I don't think we're thinking about that, and I'm kind of glad. So what do we do? What's branding? Why do we care?
But I love that statement, Dana, because branding, you said in Wyoming, they've got a brand on the cow's tush. And that is so that when someone sees that brand, even at a distance, say, oh, that belongs to you. Mm-hmm. It separates you from all the others. It separates your cattle, okay? And branding separates you and your business from all the other businesses.
Yeah. I love that. Separates my business from the others.
Correct. It separates you from the others.
Wowie kazoo. I love that idea. And when you think about it like that, I mean, that makes it so clear. That's crystal clear. It makes you stand out from the others.
Correct.
Woof.
Correct.
I love it. So so is that the only reason branding is important? I mean, okay, so I stand out, but is there some other reason to have a brand?
Absolutely. And branding helps you, stands out, gives people a reason to do business with you. However, understanding your brand is going to save you time and money and energy. Why? Because when you're doing any type of marketing, if you can think about your brand, think of it like it's your North Star or your guiding light. And you ask yourself, does this opportunity, does this message fit with my brand? And if it does, great. Now you can make sure that it matches your brand. And it helps you be consistent. And consistent is one of the keys, because branding helps you be consistent with your marketing, so that your customer or potential customer, all they've got to do is glance at your wording or glance at before the program, we talked about your logo. Got your logo. Oh, I know who that is. I know what they represent. and I have a sense of how they improve my life.
Ooh, so maybe it would be a good time, Gary, for many of us, can't say all, but many of us, to take a look at our logos, at our branding, at how we're positioning ourselves when people, when you hand somebody a business card, that might be the only thing they remember when you get back from a networking or a connection meeting or whatever we're calling them these days. You get home and you're like, okay, I have these business cards. Do they make sense? I think that's key, isn't it?
That is the key. Your business card, and I love that example of business card. You want a business card that helps you stand out. It has your colors.
Yep.
And your messaging, your key words.
Yeah.
And
keep going. I'm writing
okay.
notes here, buddy.
Okay. So when we think of your business card, and this goes for the website, whatever you do, but we'll use your business card as an example.
Yeah.
Your business card, let's think about colors.
Okay.
And it's not the color that you like, it's the color that your customer likes. For instance, I do a lot of work with business owners, entrepreneurs, attorneys, accountants, and so forth. These people tend to like blue. Blue is a good color. So when you see me, I'm probably wearing something blue, a splash of red. That's the color. I like it, but my key is my audience likes it.
Right. Right.
So you think about what color relates to your customer.
That is wonderful. I love that. So because sometimes some colors can be, my understanding is some colors can be irritating. So we need to really be thinking about colors that attract people, not push them away.
Correct. That's the key.
So there's color to think about. What are some other things? You just said wording, fonts. What's the big thing about fonts?
Now let's look at fonts. Fonts needs to represent you, but also again your customer. And the font, one you need to choose, let's say not more than 2 fonts.
Okay.
And Dana, we want to make sure that they're readable, they're legible on your business card or on your website. Okay, one of my frustrations. Now, okay, I'm a business guy, so I'm not a creative. Well, okay, I'm not way over here on the right brain side. I'm more on the left brain side.
Right.
Okay, one of my frustrations is I'd get a business card from a very creative individual. The colors may be good, the fonts are pretty, but Dana, I can't read it. The fonts are squiggly. I look at that and I think, what is I can't make out their email address. And maybe their phone number, even at times the numbers are hard to read. And so that frustrates me. And I have trouble contacting that person.
Oh, yeah.
So I encourage people, look at your business card, look at your website, make sure that font is legible, it's readable to your potential prospect, to your customer.
Oh, yeah.
You may love that font, but if it's not legible, it's not working for you.
Who cares? Because no one can see it. Yeah, I was at a conference this past weekend, and yes, people, exchange cards, and I'm thinking back at that, thinking about these cards that I got. They happen to be on my desk, and they are, I would say, most of them are pretty doggone readable. I was very pleased when the ones that I received. I'm just real quickly just kind of glancing at them. Some of them are very creative with really, like interesting pictures and things. And some have photographs. What do you think about putting your photograph on a card?
Personally, I like the idea. I think people need to be able to see you. And that's
Wow.
part of your branding also is your visual image, which is your face.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of seeing the person's photo. And
Yeah.
a current photo, Dana, that's
You mean not the one that from graduation from high school? Not those?
correct. As I'm saying that, Dana, I'm thinking about this individual. Uh, I I saw her photo on a Chamber of Commerce website
Mhm.
and thought, oh, that looks like an interesting person. When I contacted that person and we had a meeting on Zoom, I kept thinking, is that her? Is that really her?
Yeah.
It turns out many years ago, Dana, she was a gymnast. And so this was her photo with her hair back and everything. Well, that was many years ago.
What?
Yeah, I kept thinking yes. Anyway, it was disconcerting because that was not her when we finally met.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I don't know about you, but have you ever gone through the obituaries? No, okay, guys, just hang with me for this. But you go through the obituaries, and this person is 82 when they pass away, and here's this picture of them when they graduated high school. And they that was their favorite picture. It was beautiful. They looked so good. But if you knew them today, that's not, you wouldn't look at that and go, oh, I know that person from church or from the YMCA or from the library or the, whatever, people from. So I think it's just so interesting how people pick pictures. And the other thing about pictures, I was just looking through these cards. Several of them had pictures, and they took up, a little side of the card. Okay, that's great. But then one of them, the picture took up more than half, and it was a really up close picture. I mean, it was almost like she was popping through the card. And I kind of just looked at that and went, okay, that's not what I would want. You need something a little bit more, and the trouble with women, you guys have it easy. You guys usually keep the same haircut for a long time, unless you were in the 70s and 80s. That was a different story for a different time. But most guys keep basically the same haircut. Guys don't usually dye their hair. Not usually. Some do, but not most. But women, I might feel like I want my haircut. Now I have hair about the same length as yours, and this is what's on my card. So women totally change their look constantly. And so that is a really hard one, I think, for women, to get something that's going to be you, and kind of, that doesn't mean don't change your hair, but something that you can use that people will know that's you. I've run into that. That's a great point, Gary. Oh my gosh. Use a current one. So that means don't buy 8 million business cards with that picture on it, because you might be changing something.
Correct.
Oh,
Yes.
oh my gosh. Oh my God. Okay. So we have color. We talked fonts. We talked photos. When we say, what about imagery? What do you mean by imagery, Gary?
By imagery means your card or your photo, whatever you choose, the image needs to represent your customer.
Okay.
To represent, like for instance, you and I quite often work with individuals in the speaking industry, public speaking industry.
Right.
So there, some imagery. Maybe part of your imagery is your photo of you speaking to a group.
Oh, okay.
On stage.
Okay.
Or a microphone, but it's something that fits. Like you think about the medical profession. How many times do you see a photo of the physician, male or female? What are they typically wearing? White and they have the stethoscope around their
Right.
neck.
Right.
That's part of the imagery. You're looking at the
Mm,
imagery.
got it. I like that. That makes so much sense. Um, yeah, I like it. Oh, Gary, you are just full of fabulous ideas. This is so wonderful. So, how important is a logo? So it's going to say, you know, Bob Smith, mm, coach, business coach. Here's my contact information. What? Who cares if there's a logo? It doesn't matter.
My opinion is the logo does not matter that much.
Okay.
And let me add to that, Dana. Over the years, as I've worked with individuals, I found they get hung up on creating their logo. It
Ah.
actually freezes them in place. They don't move forward. I like to tell the story of a individual. This is years ago. She was in one of my classes and we were talking, and she had a good business idea. And she said, "I'm working on my logo. I can't move forward till I have my logo." And I tried to convince her, no, you can always add the logo, but you need to take this step. So time passes. I see her again. She's in one of my classes again, maybe 2 years later. I ask her, "How are you doing? How's your business?" I'm working on my logo. I've almost got it. She is still frozen. And
No.
then Dana, just by chance, again, a couple of years later, after this, probably 4 or 5 years has passed now. I'm coming out of a business meeting, stepped out, and she just happened to be in the hallway of this building. "Oh, hi." She looked at me and said, "You probably don't remember me." I said, "Yeah, I do remember you. And tell me, how's your business?" She says, "Gary, I've almost got my logo down. I'm ready to go." So this is, I find people getting so hung up on their
Oh
logo that they don't
my.
move forward. You can add it later. And Dana, maybe your logo is just your name in your picture. Maybe that is your logo.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
works.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh, to wait 4 or 5 years to start your business because of a stinking logo.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it.
Oh,
But every time I share that story, I get a couple people contacting me and say, "Well, I've been working on my logo," and they're in that situation or something close to it.
yeah. Yeah. Well, when I started my business, I thought, oh, this sounds like a great idea. So it's Coach Dana Inspires.
Mhm.
And I wanted coach. What when you think of a coach, it's like, almost that collegiate, you know, uh, sports coach is kind of,
Mhm.
kind of that vibe.
Mhm.
Um, and then in Dana Inspires, you want to inspire people. So I went to a online company that people use all the time. Um, no name is necessary. I found somebody and they gave me something that I thought I liked. They gave me some weird, funky chicken design, and but they had it green and red, and I'm like, well, So I said, no, blue. Change that green to blue. So it's blue with a little hint of red. And me, I love red. So to me, everything should be red, but I didn't go with all red, Gary. You'd be proud of me. And so I went with the blue and the red. But lately I've been looking at this, I was over the weekend, in fact, I was looking at my business card, just kind of going, I don't know if that really is what and I thought, I think it's okay to change logos. I think it's okay to change that image. How do you feel about, what's your take on, so I've had this image for what, 5, 7 years now. Um, is that going to mess up my mind, mess up my clients' minds, or is it a good thing to do maybe something fresh?
You're First of all, I think fresh is fine as long as the new image better represents your customer.
Okay.
represents you and your customer. So yeah, I've worked with individuals who decided that I have this image, this logo, and I really want to change. Here's where I want to go. Depending on the size of the business, a really large business, they will take steps and they'll slowly, they'll have reiterations of their logo. And people don't really pick up that it's, if you look at their business card, let's say, here's what I had 3 years ago and here's what I have today. Oh, that logo is different. But people don't pick up on the slow change.
Right.
That's for big business. For a smaller business, I personally don't see any problem in making a logo change. Now, some individuals want to explain the why. That's fine. If you want to go on, create a Facebook Live, 1 or 2, maybe do 3 Facebook Lives. So, you know, I have a new logo. Here's what it is, and here's why I'm doing this, and tie it into how it better serves your customer.
Yeah. I like it.
I like that. And think about better serving your customer, Dana. We talked about words a little earlier. On your business card, on your branding, you want to use stories and words that connect to your audience. What words do they use? Think about when they're thinking about their problem and you provide the solution. We're solution providers.
Right.
So we want to think about, how does our customer think about their problem, their challenge? What word do they use? That's the word we want. We want those words.
Got it. Words that our customer uses. Like
I'll give you a quick example. You know,
please do. Yeah.
I work with lots of people in the financial industry and accounting industry. When you're speaking with an accountant will say words like, you know, maybe their ad even says, we will clean up your QuickBooks. Okay. What does that mean? Now, one accountant to the other accountant, we get it, but we're not they aren't your customer. Yeah. So think about what terms does your customer think in?
Yes. Yeah.
Your problem solver. And our branding, our colors, our words all tie into this solution that we provide.
Yeah, I like it. Oh, Gary, this has been mind-blowing. I love it. And I mean, maybe I just like it because I was staring at my own business card over the weekend going, But I hope everybody out there is listening to this and thinking about, does your brand really serve your customers and in turn serves you? Because I think that's a very big, the words that are on it, your photo or not photo, do you need a logo? What's the font? What's attracting people and telling your story? I mean, especially like on a business card, because that's what people are I think most people are going to see that first is the business card. Right. Then they're going to go to your website and see, more about you. But if all you have is this business card, what's it say that's going to make people go, ooh, I like it? And real quick, we're running out of time. We have run out of time, but I don't care. This is important. What do you think about a different size business card? Here's the regular size business card. What do you think about the ones that are just a little bit? So like I've got 2 right here. And so this one ends here and this one ends here. It's just enough to not fit in with the rest of them. What do you think about doing a funny size or a circle or weird shapes? What do you think?
If it fits, okay, here, correct. If it fits you and fits your branding, okay. But think about this. You're at a networking event or whatever the new term is for it. We'll use networking.
Yeah.
You give the person you receive a person's business card. What are you going to do with it? For me, I carry a little case and I slip them in there. Fits nicely. The ones that don't fit, I get them and I think, oh, what do I do? May I put it in my pocket or I put it in my coat pocket? when I get back to my office, I take cards out of where I put them and lay them
Yeah.
out. I may not get back to that one that's in my pocket for a while.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure the thinking is, gee, this separates me from the others because it's different.
Yes.
But if it's too different and it gets, in my case, a guy slip in my pocket,
Sure.
I may not get back to that and look at it for some time. Or the other ones are so big that I have to fold them over.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, there's something, okay, it's annoying to me.
Yeah.
That's what it annoys me. Make it easy for me to contact you and do business with you.
Right.
Don't annoy me.
And I've had people who had business cards that were circles. I mean, and about this size, and you're kind of going, yeah, I don't know where to put it. Yeah. So unless it comes with pre-folds on there, so you can fit it in with the rest of them, I find them annoying as well. Wow. Okay, so Gary, we are out of time, completely out of time. Oh my goodness gracious. I want to share your information with the folk, because this information is just so good, and I really appreciate you, Gary. So Gary McKinsey, and you can reach him at GaryMcKinsey.com, and his website is GaryMcKinsey.com. Very clever. And at least you know who he is. That's so easy to find him. Thank you, Gary. That makes so much sense. Thank you so much. And here's his phone number. So if you have questions and you want to just run something by him and get his input on something, contact Gary. Gary, you're so gracious and lovely to share your knowledge and expertise. And this is just one little area that I think we all need to work on. So guys and gals, check out Gary's website, give him a buzz, send him an email, find out maybe some hints and some things you might be able to think about when it comes to your brand. Fabulous stuff. You're also a business growth coach and a marketing coach, so you could help a lot of people with their marketing and just how to grow their business. So thank you, Gary, for this. And for those of you who don't know me, I am DanaMorgan-Barnes. I am Coach Dana Inspires. And down there is my information. You can reach me at Dana at Coach Dana Inspires. And I coach women entrepreneurs to find their value, to find their perfect client. And then we go out and change the world one person at a time. So we can do that. Gary, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. This has just been so much fun and such great information. I've got notes galore, and I'm going to be working on my logo, buddy. That's for sure. So thank you so much, Gary. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see everybody at next week on Business Inspiration. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Dana.
You bet. Thank you.
Goodbye.